From our state capitol newsroom this evening, the federal government took another step toward easing cannabis restrictions. State Capitol reporter Chris O'Brien explores the change and what it could mean here in Tennessee.
As much of the rest of the country pushes forward,
it's going to get there. We know it.
Tennessee continues to lag behind when it comes to cannabis.
One of the barriers we've had is the federal government's scheduling of it. What I've been hearing around the Capitol is, hey, it's still on the Schedule 1 list, so we're scared to touch it right now.
But late last week, the Federal Department of Health and Human Services sent a memo to the Drug Enforcement Administration recommending a change in the cannabis schedule. The plant is currently a Schedule 1 drug, which means it's classified in the same vein as heroin and LSD.
It's a little bit of an overstep. I think if you look at the history of marijuana, it is, I don't want somebody out driving heavy equipment or flying an airplane or what have you, but it is nowhere near in the game of heroin. You don't see people find people in a coma in their car from smoking weed.
Bringing the schedule down doesn't legalize cannabis, but it does allow for much further research, interstate commerce, and tax breaks. Though, depending on who you ask, full legalization could be inevitable.
We're filling up our jails with these folks, and honestly, poor folks wouldn't get the same representation as somebody that I grew up with, possibly. And I think we've got some bigger problems in this world.
Here in Tennessee, Democrats have pushed to open the state up to at least a medical program, as support in polls is continuously high.
Anytime that you take a poll and you find out that your thinking was different from the people's thought, it will give a hit to your ego sometimes.
A concept even some Republicans are on board for. But the movement continues to die year after year.
Anything good you need from marijuana, anything good you think can come from marijuana, you can get from hemp. So I'm 100% against any kind of legalization of marijuana.
Madison County Republican Representative Chris Todd is referring to Delta 8 and Delta 10, which are legal in the volunteer state. In Nashville, Chris O'Brien.
And keep in mind, Chris has done a deep dive into the difference between cannabis and Delta 8 and Delta 10 in past stories. So if you would like to watch those, you could go to WKRN.com. We posted them there for you. Well, with that potential decision up in the air, we want to know, what do you think? Are you in favor of easing marijuana restrictions? If you go and scan that QR code that's up on the screen right now, or go to WKRN.com, you can give us your take on this topic.